Why do so many people fail at relationships? Why does love, which feels so powerful at the beginning, so often collapse into pain, distance, or betrayal? Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, believed that the answer is far darker than most of us are willing to admit.
Freud once said, "We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love." What he meant is this: when you fall in love, you don't actually love the person in front of you. You love the idea you project onto them. Your brain takes fragments of who they are and fills in the rest with your fantasies, your past wounds, and your unconscious desires. This is why relationships often start with passion, but end with disappointment. Because eventually, the fantasy fades and reality begins to show. Freud's darkest truth was this: we don't choose partners freely. We repeat. He called it the repetition compulsion. This means you are unconsciously drawn to people who remind you of your earliest relationships, usually with your parents or childhood caretakers. If you grew up with neglect, you might be drawn to partners who ignore you. If you grew up with criticism, you might chase the approval of partners who never truly accept you. If you grew up feeling unworthy, you might tolerate toxic behavior just to avoid being abandoned. This isn't love. It's psychology. Your unconscious mind is not looking for happiness. It's looking for familiarity. And that's why you fail. Freud also believed that love hides a darker motive: the desire for power. Think about it. Why do fights in relationships get so intense over small things? Because it's rarely about the dishes or the text you didn't answer. It's about control. Freud explained that in every relationship, there's a battle between the conscious self, the version of you that wants harmony, and the unconscious self, the version that craves dominance, validation, or emotional revenge. Love can quickly become a battlefield where each person is secretly trying to win. Here's another of Freud's brutal insights. The very thing that attracts you to someone is often the same thing that destroys the relationship later. You fall for someone's confidence, but later, you call it arrogance. You fall for someone's passion, but later, you call it anger. You fall for someone's independence, but later, you call it distance. Freud believed this happens because the unconscious is both drawn to and threatened by the same qualities. Love and hate exist side by side, and when love fades, the hidden resentment takes its place. So, what's the solution? Are we doomed to repeat the same broken patterns forever? Freud believed that the only way to escape failure in love is to bring the unconscious into the light. That means questioning your attractions. Why do you like who you like? Is it really love? Or is it repetition? Facing your shadow. Are you using love to fill an emptiness inside yourself? Breaking the illusion. Are you loving the real person, or just your fantasy of them? The truth is, real love doesn't begin until the fantasy ends. Because only then do you see the person as they truly are, not as your past disguised in the present. Freud's dark truth is simple but brutal. You don't fail at relationships because of bad luck. You fail because your unconscious is choosing for you. And until you take control of the hidden forces within your own mind, you will keep repeating the same love story with different faces again and again.